Welcome to the Eastern Kentucky University session of the Virtual College Exploration. My name is Karen. I'm an InACAC volunteer, and I've got a couple things to go over with students as they attend, as they start to join the Zoom. First of all, we're going to be asking questions by using the Q&A button. So press Q&A to type in your questions for the presenters. We're not using the chat feature. Your camera phone and your microphone are off, so no one can see you. Also, we encourage you to sign up for more sessions for the rest of this week and next. And you can go to inacac.org/virtual-college-exploration. And recordings will be available after the session, and those will be located at inacac.org, same website, /virtual-college-exploration. So at this time, I will turn it over to Brandy from Eastern Kentucky.
Thank you, Karen. Hello, my name is Brandy Chamberlain, and I'm your admissions counselor at Eastern Kentucky University. So I just want to talk with you today a little bit about EKU, but I also want to make sure that we have time for you to ask any questions that you might have. So as she said, we will have you place any questions that you do have in the Q&A session, and I have my associate director Sean on the session with me, and he will be monitoring the Q&A. So if there's a time-sensitive question that you have, we'll make sure to get that answered. But otherwise, I'll just have him read those off to me after we go through the presentation. I want to make sure this is as interactive as it can be for you, and that you walk away with all of the information that you would like to have after today's presentation. So again, my name is Brandy Chamberlain, and this is my contact information on here. So you're welcome to take a picture of this as well if you would like. I cover the Kentucky counties of Jefferson, Oldham, Shelby, and Spencer, but then I also cover the states of Indiana, Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, and North and South Dakota. Eastern Kentucky University is one of Kentucky's 8 public universities. We are located in the bluegrass region of the Appalachian foothills, and you will frequently hear us referred to as Campus Beautiful because of our geographic location. We recently opened up brand new state-of-the-art science building a couple of years ago. So every single one of the labs in that building has updated technology. And one of my favorite things about that building is that it is completely solar powered. So it's really cool that they got all of that set up. The students really like that, and it's just a really neat building. We do have several brand new residence halls and a dining hall that just opened up a few years ago. And one of my favorite things about when I'm on campus with some of our big events is eating in our dining hall, because the food is absolutely amazing. And earlier this year, we just opened up a brand new rec center as well. So we'll kind of talk about that a little bit as we go forward. And we are referred to as a school of opportunity because nearly 30% of our student population are first-generation college students. So we are the 4th largest university in the state of Kentucky, behind the University of Kentucky, the University of Louisville, and Western Kentucky University. We are considered a medium-sized university. So we have an overall student population of just under 15,000 students, and our undergraduate student population is just under 13,000 students. Now, even though we are a pretty decent population size school, we do intentionally keep all of our class sizes small because we want you to have that individualized interaction, that one-on-one time with your instructors. So our student to faculty ratio is 15:1, and our average class size is 18 students. However, even for those general education classes that everybody has to have regardless of what your major is, it's going to be an extremely rare occurrence for you to be in a class with more than 35 students at EKU. So you are not going to be sitting in the large auditorium style lecture halls. You're going to be getting that one-on-one interaction with your instructor. So we do have more than 100 career-focused academic programs at EKU with over 180 different majors and minors that you can choose from. And what we mean when we say career-focused is that our programs are designed for you to get that that specific experience in the classroom. And then when you graduate, you go out with that experience, which makes you a little bit more marketable as an employee. So we are very heavily experiential education based. So anytime in your classes that there is the opportunity for you to get out into the field and actually apply what you are learning in the classroom, you are going to have the opportunity to do so. Now, all of our majors fall under our 6 different colleges that we have. So under our College of Health Sciences, some of our most popular programs that we offer are our Child and Family Studies program, our Dietetics program, which is something that's starting to become a lot more popular because it is focused on food preparation. So you might not necessarily think of that, but if culinary is something that you're interested in, you might want to look at pursuing a dietetics program, and then our nursing program as well. We are also one of only 2 schools in the state of Kentucky that does have an occupational therapy program. So that is a master's level program, but we are the only school in the state of Kentucky that actually offers an occupational science bachelor's degree program. So under our College of Justice and Safety, that is probably what EKU is most well known for, is our College of Justice and Safety. And those programs in that college are considered national programs of distinction, which is kind of just a fancy way for us to be able to say that those programs are so excellent that we get additional funding from the U.S. Department of Education that most other schools do not get. So then we're able to turn around and funnel that back into those programs just to keep making those programs to where they excel. So some of our most popular programs in that college are, of course, our criminal justice program. And one of the really cool things about the criminal justice program is that all of our instructors write the textbooks that they use, but not only do our instructors use those textbooks are what is used by most other criminal justice programs throughout the country. So you literally are learning from the top experts in the field. And then we have our fire, arson, and explosion investigation. And then our Homeland Security program is very new, up and coming, and it's starting to become one of our most popular programs. And I do believe we are the only school in the state that does a particular program. Under our College of Science, we have our biology program, which also, we also have biomedical sciences as those options as well. So those are like your pre-professional programs for going on to medical school. And then one of our top programs under that program, under that college, is our forensic science program. And we are the only program in the state of Kentucky that is the completely accredited program. So what does that mean for you? Basically, that means that when you graduate, you are going to have everything you need to be qualified to go out and start working in a state crime lab. There is nothing else that you need to do beyond completing that program. And one of the cool things about that program is that we actually have a crime house on campus. So they are able to kind of change up the different scenarios. So you just start to get some field experience with collecting different samples, what the crime scene is going to look like. We have you participate in mock trials so you get comfortable with testifying in a court of law. And under that program, you can choose from either forensic biology or forensic chemistry. And then we have our wildlife management program under the College of Science, which is pretty popular for us considering our geographic location. And then under our College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences is where we have all of our art, design, studio programs. And one of the cool things about that, there is obviously an art studio, there's drawing, sculpture, there's jewelry making. So we actually have a graduate who is an illustrator for Marvel Comics, and we actually have a graduate who is a jewelry designer for Tiffany. So that's something that's pretty cool. That falls under our music programs, also fall under that college. And we do actually have an actual music therapy program that you can pursue. And then of course our psychology programs. And one of the cool things about EKU is that we are the only university in the state of Kentucky that actually offers specific concentrations under a psychology degree. So if you want to go into family studies, or you want to be a chemical dependency counselor, you have the option of choosing those specializations in that area as well. And then under our College of Business and Technology, we have agriculture, and we do actually have a live operational farm that our students do go out and get some hands-on experience with. And one of the things that's pretty unique about EKU's farm is that we are the only program in the state that actually has a robotic milker. So it's something that's pretty cool to actually get to witness and see it in operation. And then our aviation program is another one of our top programs. We are the only school in the state of Kentucky that does offer that program. We have the professional flight option and then the aviation administration as well. And we do actually have our own airport. So students do not have to go all the way to Lexington to get that flight experience. So there is a hangar, it's about 8 miles away from campus, so it's not that far. And that is expanding. One thing I like to let students know, the aviation program is rapidly growing. So we have a lot of students who are competing to get that flight experience. So it used to be that we would tell students that they would be up in the air their first semester. However, sometimes just depending on how many students are competing for those flight hours, it might be your second semester, but you are definitely going to be up in the air within that first year. And then we have a lot of different business programs that fall under the College of Business and Technology as well. And then we have our College of Education, which EKU was founded as a teacher's college. So we have been doing education since 1906. And one of the really cool things about EKU's College of Education is that we are the only university in the state of Kentucky that still partners with a model lab school. So our students get that really hands-on experience pretty much from your very first semester. You're going to start going out and getting some classroom observation hours and time in. So that way when you graduate, you will have 4 full years of classroom experience versus 2 with most other programs. So some of the popular majors that we have under our College of Education is our American Sign Language Interpreter Education Program, elementary education, and then communication disorders. So if you're interested in becoming a speech pathologist, you would go through our communication disorders program. So one of the things that we are pretty proud about at EKU is that 78% of our EKU graduates are employed at 6 months after graduation, and over almost two-thirds of them, right at two-thirds of them, are employed within their field of study. But what we're really proud of is that that is the highest employment rate in the state of Kentucky from all of the public universities in the state of Kentucky. So our students go on, they get their education, and then most will stay in Kentucky and give back to the community. So when I was medium-sized university, you do get the best of both worlds. You get that large university experience with all of the out of the classroom opportunities to get involved with, but you also get that small class setting. So we do have over 200 student clubs and organizations that you can get involved with, and there's pretty much just about anything that you want to be interested in or that you want to get involved with, there will be that opportunity. We do have fraternity and sorority. I always have trouble saying that. Fraternity and sorority opportunities, there are 26 different options that you can choose from. EKU is very heavy on community service. So if that's something that you enjoy, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to be able to give back to the community. And we do have a very robust study abroad program. We have 60 different study abroad options that you can choose from. Some of those are academic major based, but some of those are opportunities that any student can sign up for. And one of the really cool things about our program is that every year, with the exception of this past year because of the virus, we have an event. It's called the Spin the Wheel event. And so students will enter their name. Typically, we get about 300 to 400 students enter their name. And about 15 students are going to be selected to actually participate in the Spin the Wheel event. And they have all of the study abroad opportunities on this wheel, and you spin the wheel, and wherever it lands, you get a free study abroad trip. Now, all you have to do is pay for your meals, but everything else for you will be included. So that's pretty cool. Our students are really excited about that. We are NCAA Division I for our athletics. We are in the Ohio Valley Conference. And one of the things that I'm really proud of that really excites me is that EKU is one of the very few schools in the country that actually has more NCAA sanctioned sports opportunities for women than they do for men. So as a former collegiate, not collegiate, but high school athlete and a very big fan of collegiate athletes, that really excites me. And all of our students do get to attend all of our home games for free. So you never have to buy a ticket regardless of what the sport is. Now, we also have intramural and club sport opportunities for students who are not involved at the NCAA level as well. So there's a lot that you can get involved with. So these are some pretty cool pictures of our brand new rec center. We do have an aquatic center, as you'll see there in the picture. That's another picture of our rock climbing wall. Our students absolutely love the rock climbing wall. That's probably one of the most popular aspects to our rec center, so you can kind of see everything that they have to offer there. If you do get to come on a campus visit, hopefully you'll get the opportunity to kind of check that out, because it's an absolutely beautiful building. And one of the bonuses is that that is already included in with your tuition and fees. You do not pay a separate fee to be able to use the Student Rec Center. So that's a pretty big benefit there. So as far as housing and parking, we do require students who do not live within 50 miles of the Richmond campus to live on campus freshman and sophomore years, or up until you have completed 60 credit hours. And any type of AP or dual credit hours will count towards that 60 credit hour requirement. We do have multiple housing options available. We have traditional style all the way up to super suite. And one of the kind of cool things about EKU is that we do not require freshmen to live in any specific residence hall. You actually get to pick where you live. We also do not require freshmen to live with other freshmen. So if you know someone who already lives on campus and you want to live with them, you absolutely can do that. You also can select your roommate if you know someone who is coming into EKU with you as well. We have some living learning communities that students have the option of selecting from, and those are all typically one floor of one of the residence halls that is for a specific. So it might be academic program based, or it could be extracurricular based. So if you want to live and learn with people who have similar interests as you, you can check out the living learning community options and kind of check into that. And I do like to let students know that if you really truly are interested in one of the living learning community options, then when you fill out your housing application, you want to make sure that you list that as your first choice. So that way, when you go in to select your room, you will be able to see those room choices within the living learning community. We do offer free Wi-Fi, cable, and streaming services to all students on campus. And another that's kind of cool is that we do have free laundry service on campus. So you do not have to pay to use the washers and washing machine and dryers. And so you don't have to lug your laundry back home to do it for free when you go home. The only thing that you do need to provide is, what you want to use to actually wash your clothes. So we do have parking available on campus. Freshmen are allowed to have cars on campus. You just need to buy a parking permit. And for the past couple of years, that has been $140 for the entire year. So it's not too expensive. And then we also do provide our Big E Transit for students. So that's transportation for free around campus, as well as to other areas in the Richmond area that our students like to go to. Grocery shopping, if you need to go into town to the doctor, you need to go to the pharmacy, to the movie theater, kind of to get out and socialize. So we do provide some transportation throughout Richmond as well. So our campus dining options, we have a lot of different options for students to choose from. However, like I said, if I were a student living on campus, I would pretty much be eating in the dining hall every day because the food is amazing. They always have a variety of food to choose from, but we typically have some pretty similar stations. Like there's always a comfort food or a home cooking station. There's always a pizza station. There's always a grill where you can get burgers, fries, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs. There's always some type of a pasta station and a stir fry station, a salad bar, a sandwich bar. So there are a lot of different opportunities, and most of those meal plans are based on You have 5-day or 7-day, so it really just depends on how many days you're going to be staying on campus. But then we also have some other non-dining campus hall options that you can check out that are kind of in the same building. And those are listed here. We have Chick-fil-A. In that building, there's Moe's, there's Panda Express, there's Subway. We do have Steak and Shake on campus. So there's lots of different opportunities. And then with some of the meal plans, you can actually use some meal swipes at the non-dining hall options. So that's pretty cool and pretty popular with our students as well. So the big picture, when you're looking at your overall cost, you know, you're going to factor in your tuition as well as what you're going to need to pay for your meal plan and your residence hall. So in-state tuition for students in the state of Kentucky is $9,266 per year. So that's full-time for the entire year. Now, some of you may have some family or friends from the state of Indiana who attended EKU previously, and they may have gone through what we used to call our SMART program. So we no longer have the SMART program. We just have a blanket out-of-state tuition rate, which you can see is $10,300 for all out-of-state tuition, for all out-of-state students. So we're pretty excited about that because that is literally only about $1,000 more per year to attend EKU as an out-of-state student than what an in-state student pays. So then on this screen, you can kind of see the range of the housing and the meal plan options. And most of those are based on double occupancy. However, we do have a few residence halls, which we are one of the few who actually offers a triple option. So if you're really looking to save a little bit of money, you might want to look into some of those triple options because that's going to be even less because you're actually sharing the room with 3 rather than just two students in the same room. So financial aid, we do encourage all students to go ahead and fill out the FAFSA if you have not yet filled out the FAFSA application. That did open up on October 1st, and EKU's school code is 001963. You are able to list up to about 10 schools on your FAFSA application. So I encourage you to go ahead and list the schools that you really truly are interested in. So that way they all will have your information. And that FAFSA application is what's going to be used to determine your eligibility for all federal and state-based grants, as well as student loans and student employment on campus as well. And then of course you can also apply for non-EKU like community agency scholarships and apply those towards your charges at EKU as well. We do have a lot of different scholarship opportunities for students. So our merit-based scholarships are what we call automatic and guaranteed. Those scholarships are automatically tied to your application for admission. So all you have to do is be admitted by February 1st. And then guaranteed means if you qualify for one and you are admitted by February 1st, then you will receive that award offer for that merit-based scholarships. We just recently went through and updated our merit scholarship model, and our scholarship committee is working on getting the out-of-state scholarship opportunities updated. So those will be updated on our website soon. And then of course we do have other scholarships that students do have to apply for, which are our diversity scholarships, our foundation scholarships. We have a Study Strong scholarship, which is awarded to students who complete EKU dual credit, but it also applies to students who take AP courses. So for any AP class that you have taken and you score a 3 on the test, you will automatically get $150 for every 3 you have. For every 4 you score in an AP test, you will automatically get $225. And for every 5 that you score on an AP test, you will automatically get $300. And that Study Strong scholarship is stackable with other merit scholarships. So all you have to do to get that is have us listed on your College Board account and get those scores sent to us. We have our Trailblazer Scholarship, which is for first-generation college students. And as I said earlier, nearly 30% of our student population is a first-generation college student. So that's one of our popular scholarship options as well. So there are a lot of different options that you have. The priority deadline for our merit-based and our foundation scholarships is February 1st. So that means you need to be admitted by February 1st. And then they do take a first look at students for those foundation scholarships February 1st. Now, for our diversity scholarships, the priority date is December 1st, but the actual application deadline is March 1st. So I always encourage students, you know, if you have a lot of in-depth scholarship questions, you can schedule a virtual appointment with our scholarships office. They are happy to go over all of the different options and kind of give you a big picture idea of what it is that you're looking at that you might be eligible for. So for admissions, EKU has a pretty straightforward and streamlined admission procedure. All you have to do is fill out our application for admission on our website. And we have now completely gone fee-free for our application. So you no longer need to submit that payment with that, or you no longer need to submit any type of documentation that shows where you qualify for a fee waiver. Since we now no longer have an application fee, we also are no longer on Common App. So you do need to make sure that you do still go to our actual website to submit that application. And it literally will take you less than 10 minutes. It's pretty straightforward. We don't require any essays. We don't require any letters of recommendation. All you have to do is fill out that online application and then submit your high school transcript to us. It's that easy. So for standard admission, we do look for students to have a cumulative high school GPA of 2.5 or higher. And for students who have between a 2.0 to a 2.49, you will still be admitted into EKU. You will go through our Success First program, which is pretty much a first semester academic support program. So we want you to be successful just as much as you want to be successful. So we need to make sure that we offer you the tools that you need in order to be successful. So they're going to focus very heavily on getting you connected with all of our academic support services, our student counseling center, and our student health services, because all of that will factor into your success as a college student. You have to find that balance. So we cannot admit below a 2.0. So a 2.0 is our minimum admissible GPA. We are considered to be test blind when it comes to admission because we will accept your college entrance exam test scores, whether that's ACT, SAT, or you take our placement test. And those scores will be used for your course placement, for your math and your English courses. And also some scholarships will still look at your test scores. So, but for admission purposes, you no longer need to provide that. And then that link to the application is right there at the bottom of the screen, and you will kind of see what our application portal looks like there. So our enrollment process is pretty straightforward. First step, you're going to apply for admission and send in your high school transcript and your test scores if you have them. Sometime between now and October 1st, you want to submit that FAFSA application. All of our scholarship applications are now open, so you'll want to go to that scholarship page and kind of start searching for what we have that you might qualify for. Shortly after you are admitted into EKU, you're going to get an email letting you know to set up your EKU Direct and your student email as soon as possible. And I always like to stress to students how important that is, because we in admissions will continue to communicate with you via the email address that you used when you applied for admissions. But due to federal privacy regulations, the majority of the other offices on campus will communicate with you through your EKU email account. So you want to make sure you're checking that at least once a week at this point, so that way you don't miss out on any of those communications or any of those deadlines or anything like that. Starting in January, you'll fill out your housing application. And then opening up in February is when you'll actually register for your new student orientation. That will take place at some point between May and July of next summer. Of course, you're always welcome to, we have a lot of virtual services that we're offering students, but we are actually open for in-person campus visits. We have a pretty stringent protocol that we're following for students and families for their safety. So if you have not yet come to campus and you are interested in doing that, I strongly encourage you to do that. Or you can also always schedule an online virtual appointment with me, and we can meet one-on-one and kind of go over everything, any questions that you have. So some of our virtual services that we are offering students, we have a lot of different live chat sessions that you can sign up for, a lot of different informative sessions. Some of those are financial aid, and some are housing, and some are general questions. So I encourage you to check all of that out. And then we also do have a virtual interactive tour as well. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to get connected, and we would love to connect with you so that way we can answer any questions that you have and just help you through this process. So my general advice to students is to take advantage of your admissions counselor, because we literally are here to help you through this process. This is an exciting process that you're going through, but it can also be overwhelming because every school has different procedures and different policies and different deadlines. And we don't expect you guys to remember that all. That's what we're here for. So make sure to make those connections with your admissions counselor and let us know how we can help you. So that's all I have for you guys at this time. And we'll let Sean let me know if we have any questions in the Q&A, and I'll get those questions answered. No questions. All right, awesome. Well, thank you for your time today, and I hope you found this information to be very helpful, and I look forward to working with you.
To our attendees, we want to thank you for joining us. There is a quick survey after the presentation, so when the window closes, there are 4 questions. And again, please sign up for more sessions at inacac.org/virtual-college-exploration, and recordings will be available at the same website. Thank you very much for your attendance.